and welcome to the Match Houston channel and to this episode of Cristina's Coffee Sessions. Hello everyone and welcome to our Match Houston channel. This is Cristina's Coffee Sessions. My name is Cristina Amaro and I will be your host today. And this is Chichi. She will also be hosting. Today we have a special guest, Lavanya from Silambam. Welcome, Lavanya. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Our first question, can you tell us in just a few words, what does your company do? What does Silambam do?
So Silambam Houston is a nonprofit organization. It's an Indian classical arts organization, and we do actually several different things. We have year-round classes for children and adults. So we teach 4 different Indian classical dance forms and also Indian classical music, both vocal and instrumental. We also do outreach in area schools, so K through 12 schools, museums, libraries, those kinds of things. We have a dance company that regularly performs at the Match and also at other venues across Houston. And we also are a hosting organization. So we bring in artists from around the US and actually across the world to perform here in Houston.
Can you tell us what is your role in the company?
So I'm the founder of the organization. I'm the executive artistic director currently. I started this as a tiny little dance class actually 18 years ago, 17 years ago now. I teach the dance classes. I go to the schools to do the outreach. I plan the hosted performances, and I direct the company as well. I'm also the IT guy and the website manager and the phone answerer and everything.
Can you tell us what's your funniest company story or memory?
So there are many, when you're teaching students over so many years, there are so many stories that come to mind, but the one that came to mind is this was last year's student showcase, and we're all on stage. So we have students from 5 years old all the way to adult performing on stage. And one of our students, so I was on stage accompanying the dancers, and one of our little students, she's maybe 5 or 6 years old, her little ankle bell fell off in the middle of her dance. So she picked it up and turned around and walked up to me on stage, and the whole audience was just giggling at this point. And she's like, "Can you put this back?" And I was like, no, that's okay. Go back and dance. So it's a lot of fun. It's an adventure every day when you have little students and the things they say and the things they do. So,
is Silambam working on any quarantine projects at the moment?
Yes. So we are releasing on YouTube and on Facebook a project that involves 12 dancers from across the globe. These are all friends of mine from my childhood. We danced together, learned dance together, and there are multiple generations of students from my old dance class in this video. And so it's a collaboration between 12 dancers in 4 different time zones, and it will be available on YouTube and on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. In May, we released 1 collaborative performance by the artists of Silambam. And then mid-May, we released another collaborative performance, and this featured our artists with other Houston Indian classical dancers.
Can you tell us about any future projects in the works?
The biggest project, again, this is a virtual project that we have coming up in June, is our student showcase. And typically we have 150 students, and they all perform on stage together. But this year we're going to do it virtually. So I have all of my students sending in videos, and we will put them together, and we'll watch them together with a watch party at the end of June. So that's a virtual project that's coming up. We also do have our regularly scheduled Miller Outdoor Theater performance. That's supposed to be on August the 21st, and at this point it is still a go. We are working towards it. It's a new production, and so and it involves 25 dancers on stage in formation, which is really hard to do on Zoom. but
Mhm.
we're working towards it as best as we can. We're choreographing. My students hold up whiteboards with magnets on them to show the formation. So that's how we're trying to figure out how to do that. And if we can safely get back into the studio in July, I think we can do the August performance, but we're still not sure yet. We
Sounds
also
good.
have a performance coming up at the Match in September, and this is an annual showcase that we do of emerging choreographers from around the world, actually. So we're supposed to have people coming in from Canada and from across the US for this. Again, we will see whether that becomes a virtual thing.
Can you tell me what's your fondest memory at Match?
So the Match has been our home for on and off for the last 5-6 years, I think. Actually, probably longer than that. We started performing there also around that time, about 5 or 6 years ago. The fondest memory I have at Match was our first. So this was a show, Kavya, Poetry in Motion, which we performed at the Match in 2017. And the reason this is my fondest memory is it was the first time that we did a matinee and then again an evening show. Until that, we're a small company and we've been growing in profile, but that was the first time we did back-to-back shows, and they were both house full, sold out, and it was just a very gratifying experience. So
That's an amazing story. Thank you so much for being with us today. And thank you so much for being a part of this Match Houston YouTube series. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Cristina's Coffee Sessions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.